So, welcome guys. Thank you for joining in. If you're on the live stream here when we're live, thanks for the replay, guys. You know, you're all welcome. So, I'm here interviewing the lovely Evelyn this morning. You can call it an interview, a chat. It's just a general, talk on what Evelyn's doing at the minute, what she's been doing up to now, her book launch that's happening this evening, by the way, guys. We're going to tell you about that so you can join in on the book launch later on. Evelyn will give you the details. So a little bit about Evelyn. Evelyn is a published author of the books A Life You Want and Effortless. She's a public speaker, a life coach, a Louise Hay Heal Your Life coach, and also a dance instructor. So we'll hear about that as well as a mother of three from the County of Tyrone here in Ireland. So I'm from Ireland as well, as you know. Mark here at Success Mindset. My followers obviously know about me. So Evelyn, there's a quote here. I'm going to read that out because it's a lovely quote from yourself. Manifesting is for everyone. You have all the power and magnificence within you to bring about a life of love, joy, happiness, health, and wealth, regardless of the outside circumstances. Everything is but an experience in a world of infinite possibilities. What will you choose? So, Evelyn, welcome. And I'll just say you're the first. I've started doing these interviews with amazing hosts like yourself, co-host. So you're the first lady. So welcome, and you're looking amazing as always. So how are you today?
I am very well, Mark. And do you know what I love when I hear you say Ireland? I'm from Ireland. You're from Ireland.
Ireland, yeah.
Is that fancy Derry accent that
it
you
must
have?
be the
Thank you
Marfelt.
so.
Yeah. So
thank you so much for having me on this morning, Mark. It's an honor.
Yeah, and it was an honor to get to know you, Evelyn, over the last, I think it's about 3 years or so. I've got to know you online. The amazingness of technology these days, which obviously we're using in this current challenging time, let's call it the changing time. There's positive and negative and everything, and this is one of the positives that we have, that we can use this online platform to share and speak and share amazing knowledge. So you asked me to contribute to your book, and it was an honor. I really mean that. It really was. So I was really happy to be involved, and I'm at the launch later on, saying a bit along with all the other amazing people that contributed. So tell us a bit about you and the book. Let's start with that, the new amazing book, Effortless.
Well, a bit about me. Well, Mark, as you know, as you read out there, that I have published 2 books. Effortless came out on the 3rd of March, which was a significant date. I always love wee dates, and it just happened to land. There's no big planning. It was the date of my mother's 20th year of passing. A Life You Want was brought out on the 17th of May last year. Another significant date because that was exactly 10 years from I made a huge big decision and change in my life. And as I always say, if someone was to tell you what was ahead of you, what your future held in, you would stop the belief before it even had a chance to begin. And that's when we're talking about manifesting, how it is for everyone. Sometimes you don't need to know everything. Just allow each step to come as it is to come in divine order. So yes, we connected our fine selves. I've been watching your progression, and even though we hadn't physically met, I felt just such a pride for yourself, and how well that you have done, because sometimes we're always an end result of what we talk about. And it's not to say, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing. But it takes a lot of courage. It takes investment. It takes belief that, you know what, I can do this. And more importantly, of what it can bring to others. And everything's possible for everyone, to your good self. Because when I wrote Effortless, and as it says in here, my title, I'm not very much for titles or brands and that coach. For me, the word spirituality is about what we all are. Different terminology. It could be that divine being, whatever it is, but this is what we're off. We've just manifested into form. And your contribution helped immensely, because when I first started out or learning about law of attraction, everything made perfect sense. You see, but then the laws, all of this here was all and quantum physics. So I was trying to put it in layman terms for people that everything's the same, regardless if you talk about God, divine energy, regardless if you talk about the quantum physics, the field of pure potentiality, about spiritual, it's all the same. So it was nice to have that, as I called it in that chapter, the crossover, because as I've asked many people, when you're manifesting, when we do law of attraction, a lot of people that possibly put religion on it or see God as a man, that we don't ask God because we've seen this figure as a man. So we don't ask. We have this thing, no, I'm not wasting his time asking for a good life, asking for this or asking for that. But we have no bother asking the universe. See, the universe always provides. So it was my take on it, how the crossover from that religious aspect into the scientific end of it, where it's all the same. The words are just different, but everything is one. And that's why your contribution was greatly appreciated, Mark, because I tried to marry the two and make it the one.
Yeah, and again, it was a privilege and an honor to do that. And you're exactly right; they're one and the same thing, and it's really how we communicate with this energy or God, whatever your belief is. It's all one and the same, as you said very well and beautifully in your book, Evelyn. So, it's really how we communicate with it. We were, in some ways, we weren't taught the right way. We'll not go into the ins and outs of what that is, but nowadays with science, it's been proven that it's literally one and the same thing. It's just how we actually ask it and communicate with it energetically, because everything is energy, as we have been shown now in quantum physics and science. So it's married the two together, as we both said in the book, and as you have said so well. So and the book is so simply and beautifully written. Highly recommend anyone getting the book. It's an easy read, and that's what people want. They want an easy read and something that's understandable. So yeah, excited and looking forward to your book launch this evening. And your other book, you have another book as well. Now, obviously, Effortless is the one that's coming out at the minute. It's the book launch this evening, but you had a book called The Life You Want. Do you want to tell everyone a bit about that and your first book? This is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first book was called A Life You Want, and do you know what I say? It's the luckiest wee book ever. It has travelled all over the world, and my intention for that, when I wrote it as well, that sitting at an airport, because people were just taking on carry-on luggage or handbags or whatever, that it would easily fit into a bag. And I've had more photographs from airplanes, and it's done my heart good to see that this is where it was going. A Life You Want. I wanted to let people know what you are, what we are of, what you can create in your life. And the stories in that book were people or clients that I have worked with that have created, that have manifested. You see, we always know of the celebrities that are very much into law of attraction, but and they came from very humble beginnings, and a lot of people are still very humble and grounded people, regardless of what they have manifested into their lives. But somewhere for us, ordinary, what we class everyday people, that still seems a wee bit far out of our reach. So I wanted to write a book of everyday stories, of the steps that you take to put into action in order to create and bring about things. And to let people know, it's simple. I always said nobody's ever going to have to Google any of the words in it. And people, I guess, that are well scholared or know about law of attraction or practice it, it is a simple book. It's a recap on everything they know. But for people that are starting out, whether it should be your spiritual journey, whether it's a knowing to learn something more, again, that's the feedback. It's an easy read. It's understandable. You put it into practice, and regardless of our outside circumstances, and even today, I've said to people that have bought A Life You Want, please lift that book out, because manifesting is not just for getting the car, it's not just for getting the new house, it's not just for getting the job. It's where our attention and energy goes. And remember, regardless if it's of religion or anything, and as Joe Dispenza always says, it's the feeling is the prayer, what you feel. And always listen to your body, because your body is a great indicator of where your thought is at And all we have to do is a change of a thought.
Exactly. So yeah, and another amazing book, and it's stories from your clients, and beautifully simply written as well. So yeah, that's another book, guys, you can get, as well as the new book that's launched now at the minute, Effortless. So we've more to chat about. Just when we're here, I just want to say to everyone that's on here, feel free to ask any questions. I can see the comments, so if you want to ask any questions to Evelyn while we're on here, feel free to do that, and we'll put them to Evelyn. So just letting you all know that. Yeah, so why don't we let them know when this event is later on and how they can access, and then we'll say at the end again, just to, you know, in case there's people joining at different times. So it's at 7 p.m, isn't it, on Zoom?
It is. It's 7 p.m. BST. I write GMT and it says no, it's BST.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have 7 p.m. because we have it's open to everyone. It's an open invitation. It's a night out in the comfort of your own home. And I say Mark will be giving us a wee bit of a talk. Our speakers then, we have Jeffrey Olson from Utah. Jeffrey is a wonderful man that I connected through media. I seen a YouTube link on a near-death experience he had, you know, where he crossed over into that beautiful, divine, unconditional love. He lost his wife and child in a tragic car accident. So myself and Jeff connected that way, and he will be speaking. I have Dr. Jeffrey Olson, Dr. Jeffrey O'Driscoll, sweet mother. There's that many Jeffs. I get their surnames mixed up. Sorry. Dr. Jeff O'Driscoll as well will be speaking from Utah. He is a man that has always experienced in his 20 years of working in an ER of spirit entering and leaving this realm. And yeah, as always witnessed that. And as well as that, I have the wonderful Declan Coyle, author of The Green Platform, and live in the Green Platform. So Declan's a very good friend, another man that has been a big life changer for myself. Declan will be speaking tonight for a wee while, and we've Justin McGurk on doing a bit of singing. So I have to thank my good friend Paddy Moran for organising and setting this up. So we're doing it as if it's a physical event that's going to take place, albeit through here. And everybody is more than welcome. The Zoom link, we can post it on Mark's page here, or it's I have it on my page, Evelyn Mc Aleer, the Zoom link, and that's all you have to do.
Yeah, so I'll post it on here as well, and I'll put it on the comments. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting Jeffrey Olson and Dr. Jeff Driscoll, is it, this evening. I haven't met them, but I know of Declan Coyle. I met him a number of years ago. A lovely man. He's just an amazing man himself. So yeah, looking forward to that. And Justin's music and Paddy doing his MC bit, so it'll be great. Yeah, so just to continue on, you're a dance teacher, so tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, dance. Look, do you know what it is? Regardless of what you do in your life, keep your vibrations high. What brings you joy? What brings you fun? And I've been doing dance probably about 12 years now, but I always danced when I was younger, you know. I had the leg warmers, I was watching Fame, leaping off the bed. It would have been something that I would have loved to have done, but if I had come home and said to my mother I wanted to be a choreographer, she'd have thought it was something to do with your toes, and you would have had to go away to England at that stage, you know, to do it. So eventually, later on in life, it's something that I have got into. I'm a Zumba instructor. I teach jive. You know, we do bits of salsa and things like that. So it's something that I love very dearly, and it's a wonderful way to help people, because a lot of people come by themselves that don't have partners for dancing. And it's a wonderful way, actually, for you're kind of coaching people, helping people with their confidence through a different other ability, and bringing fun and joy. And that's one of the main things that people should bring into their lives is joy, is fun, is raise your vibrations. And I get to interact with kids as well, because I go out to primary school. So for me, children at that young age are the closest thing to that pure energy, whatever you call it, your God divine energy. So it's wonderful for me to interact, because I nearly absorb when they are wonderful energy, full of imagination. Everything is created in that wee environment with them. So yeah, I've been doing that, Mark, this good wee while now, and It's all, I like to fingers in different pies. I think if I was stuck
Yeah.
at something for the long time, I'd get bored with it. So it's lovely to have different things going on.
Yeah, brilliant. And you do that online now, since obviously this current situation that's going on in the world. So you brought that online because, you know, you obviously
Yeah.
the events thing, just like myself, running events. I'm now doing a lot of stuff online. So you, if people want to join in that, you know, you've got a link for that as well. So we'll maybe let people know through maybe my page, your page, just they want to join a Zumba. Sorry, did you say?
Yeah, we do a bit
Yeah,
of Zoom,
yeah,
but it's on a Monday and
yeah,
a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. So it's
yeah.
on a group on Facebook. Yeah, certainly, anytime. Anybody's welcome.
Great
You can
stuff.
come yourself, Mark.
Yeah, I'll just have to join in and do a bit of Zumba. Yeah, it could be my way of getting a bit of exercise. Yeah. So,
Moving your hips.
yeah. And yeah, you were on a show there recently. Was that Zumba? You were
Oh
on that.
no, there's a show called "There's No Place Like Tyrone,"
Aye. But
but
was it? Yeah. Go on
that
ahead.
was about the joys of things effortlessly coming into our lives. Like when I created this wee dance studio, I wrote about it in the book. This is where I'm at now, is in my dance studio. But it was a place where my father was chopping timberwood, and I remember looking out through the bedroom window. I remember this. It was a real wet day, and looking down, the windows were hanging out of it. I'm thinking I'm going to have a wee studio there someday. And I had no money. How is this going to happen? And I always say thank you to my brother, because I came down one day and he had a couple partitions gone up. And I says, what is that for? And he says, this is going to be your dance studio. So from having that thought, from having that vision, from seeing people and feeling it, it wasn't about the money. It was about the creation to bring something that I love that could bring joy to other people, that my dance studio was formed. I've had so many people come in and out of this, and on the back of that, random phone calls that Sunday Life just rang out of the blue one day. Can we come to your studio and take photographs for jiving? And then the TV company rang one day and said, we're looking at a jive instructor.
Yeah.
Can we come? So they were in here now. So I had a whole film crew in here recording. So that went on TV. I always think, why not? Just do something and just go for it. Don't never ever let fear hold you back from anything in your life.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, because I knew that the connection with the program was something to do with another type of dancing you've just said there, jiving. So your class is a Zumba. You don't do the jiving online. It's a Zumba.
No, I need a partner for the jiving.
Aye, yeah. So one of my clients, actually, Breeze, loves jiving. I just hear putting in here, love it. So it's great fun. By the way, guys, any questions? Put them into the question box so we can put that. Tanya's just asked one, so we're going to be asking that. Anyone else on here ask any questions you want to Evelyn when we're on here? So we'll make good use of the time here. Okay, there was a few other things. Yeah, the COVID situation. This current challenge.
You forgot about that.
I was just remembering now the current situation. So what's your take on that? And look, we obviously have a positive kind of mindset look at things. We both do. Our current professions are in that kind of realm. So like, what's your take on it? Because it's good to put a positive spin on things, Evelyn, as there's so much negativity out there, and the mass population are obviously just how it kind of is. They're influenced so much by the sensationalism on media. So give us your positive spin on this whole current COVID, or whatever we call it.
I'm just counting how many times you'll say situation.
Well, I don't. Yeah, we try and call it something different. Yeah,
it's all right. As I said when I was speaking to someone yesterday, I say thank you, because I know when you feed something with fear, it's going to manifest hugely into our life. So I always say thank you. My take on this, it may be a far off take for everyone, but I think everything has a purpose. Everything serves a purpose. And it's like, if people can get their head around this, and look, I can say cancer also has a purpose. Now, I believe everybody's purpose they don't know if it's a good or bad. There is no good or bad. That we just put these titles on things on this earthly plane. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is up, this is down. But in order for an experience to take place, there must be one to be the other. So I believe we can either choose that this COVID is here to serve a purpose, which is a bad purpose, or a good purpose. We're all going to experience this in our own way. Now, again, everything, if you have fear within you, of course you're going to be drawn, or what you feel you are justified in your feeling because someone else is feeling that there. And you're only going to manifest and manifest. So this is the beautiful thing now at this time. And as I said yesterday, it's a time of self-reflection, of self, of actually knowing and truly knowing what thyself is. For thine now is, I'm not preaching the Bible, for thine is the kingdom. You see, you all have it. We all have it within us. And this is a time where people are removed from environments that they once known to now to be put in a different situation. And it's a time for perhaps things that we don't like about ourselves, perhaps things that we see good about ourselves, that's all going to come to the surface. So it's a time for self-reflection, time for healing, and to see what you choose to see. And as Wayne Dyer always would say, is when we change the way that we see things, everything changes. There is nobody, no thing outside of you that is ever going to change to make your life better. And if you're waiting on that, you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. The change must come from me, myself. I have no one else responsibility for my thoughts, my words, and my actions this day. So how I choose to see this day, how I choose to see this overall experience, this is completely my choice. Who I choose to feed into. And another thing too is to be aware of that we're not casting judgment on others. That's, I believe, if anybody's on a spiritual path, a spiritual awakening, anybody that's into energy work of attracting things, because you must be mindful of what you put out, you're going to be on that same vibration. So don't be shocked if it comes back at you and then we go into victim mode. Keep the vibrations high as much of the time as you can. And it doesn't mean denying your human emotions, because like everything, we must experience the human feelings. We can experience sadness. We can experience fear. We can experience those low vibrations, but be aware of how long that you're staying in that vibration. And only you can shift yourself and move it up. But I absolutely believe what you feed your mind, what you feed your soul, you're going to bring about. And I have to say, Mark, I truly believe that before we come to this earthly plane, we've come from energy. I have a notion that we've put our hands up. We know we've opted out of here. We're going to leave sometime to be at peace, with this day. If this is my day to leave, well, so be it. I must be at peace with that there. Rather than fearing death, I am going to embrace life. And remember, you are life. Life is what comes through us. So we are life.
Yeah, so many things there that is so true, and from all the teachings that I've worked with over the last not 14 or so years, so many things, like the law of polarity, you would know of, Evelyn. It's exactly that, that no, nothing is good or bad, everything is energy. It's our thinking, that our current thinking, I usually say, because you can change your thinking, it's our current thinking that makes it so it's so true. We're all just energy, and we come from energy. We are energy during this physical experience, and we transition back into what's called the metaphysical energy again, which is non-physical. So yeah, I am so glad for this awareness, because I have a completely different understanding and view of death than I used to have. Because when you don't know this awareness, you're wondering, and it's kind of like in the unknown. You're like, what happens? And when you have an understanding of this, I think it gives you a lot more peace of mind. In times of transitioning, if you want to call it death, but obviously during life and living your best life is all about awareness and how to be the best you can be while you're here, which we both obviously work and teach at. Isn't it? You've been dancing for at least 12 years, and then you've been working at this work. Now you're a qualified life coach and Heal Your Life, Louise Hay coach. Is it? How long have you been doing that yourself?
Yeah, would you believe it's only been 3 years, Mark?
3 years.
But
You've done amazing,
everything,
and yeah.
This is, I think, when we step into the truth of what we are. I would have been too afraid. I wasn't ready 10 years ago to do this here. I hadn't enough experiences yet. I think we have to go through enough experiences and learnings in our life. And sometimes actually we have to be brought to our knees. We have to be there and think, right, where can I go from here? So I had experiences still to go through in my life. And then I say everything arrives in divine order when you're ready, when we are ready. So this is when somebody says about when you are being positive and other people are being negative around you, and you feel like if they could only think like this, if they could only act like this, you see, it's not their time. It's not my job or your job to say to people, you need to start thinking like this. This is entirely up to people. They have their journey to go on. And all the people that are delivering anything of a positive aspect or anything that you do in your life is just keep doing what you do and you love without an attachment at the end that I'm going to save people. It will come to people at the right time when they're on that same frequency. And it happens when they most need it. And I believe then people start to awaken. And that's all everyone's choice,
Yeah, I totally agree. There's one thing for sure, you can't force this information or any information, whatever it is, on anyone. They have to be ready for it and open up. And it's just a natural kind of thing in life that people transition into things by their own choice and their own kind of time. So yeah, totally true. But the one thing I have to say, Evelyn, is with your books, and just going back to your books, they're so simply written, and that's one of the things I would have said to you when
I'm a kind of simple girl.
yeah, but it's very. Do you remember the conversations we had on it? And I said, look, see, your books, they're so amazing for people that are starting out and are so new to this, because you need to keep it as simple as possible for them to actually start to even open up to this. Because if it's too complex, they're just going to set the book down and go, what was that about? Your books are so simply put, which is what people need to transition and start to open up to this. So, again, I just wanted to reiterate how great your books are, and amazing for so many different reasons, one of them being that. So yeah, I'm trying to think, is there, there's questions here. We'll just go to a couple of questions. You've kind of maybe answered this, but if there's anything else you want to say on it. Tanya says, what are the key things you're doing at the moment to keep your vibration high during the current climate? You have answered that to some extent, but is there anything else you want to add?
Well, gratitude, Tanya, is it?
Yeah.
Absolute gratitude. Like first thing in the morning, this is the choice we get first thing. What do I put on? What do I listen to? So once you go outside, see, when you go out in the morning, the birds just seem to be singing louder. I feel gratitude throughout my day. There is not one thing that we cannot give thanks for. Even in this circumstance, in this situation that's happening, we have thanks to give. I always, at night time then, for myself, I do a meditation. Even if I'm tired at nights, I say, now, come on, Evelyn. And for me, that's a lovely time, because I shift. I move to, I feel like that I'm in a different space, and it's very important for me to do that. And I'll always know when I forget, because you can get away from things. You can get very attached to the internet, and you forget to bring yourself back. So even if things are going fantastic for people in this time, and you've got work coming in, you've got that, always remember to take your time to be connected to yourself, to your source, whatever your name on your source is, but always give gratitude for everything. So that's always the blessing that I find in every day. And to know that you're safe. You see, when you know what you are, and you feel what you are. And that's, I would say, with spirituality, anybody that's with the spirituality aspect, people tend to not require proof because we see it in everything. We see that energy. I see in you what I see in me, and the good and bad, whatever it is, we see it in everything. We see everything as creation. When you're into the scientific end of it, there's proof there to be looked at to know who you are. But it's that belief. Okay, I see all this here, but do I actually truly believe this? But when you sit in your silence, in your stillness, everything is perfect. There is nothing to fear. You are safe, and you will find that in your presence.
Yeah, and just to reiterate the gratitude, it's just one of the, as we, you just said, it's one of the best ways to get into a positive vibration very quickly, because everyone can find something to be grateful for. And just like you were saying, Evelyn, that like and no matter what situation, everything exists, like positive, negative, and like the law of polarity, the universal law states that it's what you look for. So I mean, no matter what challenge or crisis there is, there's always an equal and opposite. So if there's always opportunity, there's always things to be grateful for. Just like right now, we're able to use this internet. We're able to connect. People are connecting more. We're able to maybe slow down for a while. The earth is getting cleansed. There's so many things happening that are positive, even though there's people that are maybe catching this virus and passing away. There's a lot of things happening, but positive as well. So yeah, and there's Tanya thanking you for your advice. Noel is saying well done, Evelyn, and your new book launch. Any other questions, guys, before we finish off? I'm sure and put them in here. And anything else you want to mention, Evelyn?
Yeah, well, I want to say this colours. I don't want it hitting off the mic. Just because I say that we stay on a positive and good vibration, it doesn't mean that people aren't experiencing fear at this present time. And when I spoke about ego then yesterday, so remember, when you're in that low vibration of fear of catching something, fear of not having work, fear of no money, you are attracting exactly what you are putting your attention to. This is the most important thing. And I give gratitude for all of those people that are out there that are helping and supporting, showing compassion, showing empathy to people that are in that state of fear too. But you are the only person that can bring this change about. So you either choose today to embrace this day and shift your vibration, because when you're in that low one, it's hard sometimes when you keep spiraling down. It's hard to get yourself shifted up. But I just want to let people know that you are absolutely safe. Just remember where you're putting your attention, because there is a better chance you're always going to bring stuff. You're always manifesting. So create what you want to, not what you don't want to.
Absolutely. For sure, we're always creating our life every second, and our thoughts. And exactly well said, Evelyn. And yeah, there was something else I was going to say. Yeah, well, just to mention, there was something that'll come back to me. It always does. If you give a second, but there's the book launch tonight. I will put up the event on my page. Evelyn will put it up on her page. And yeah, so is there any limit? There's at least 100 can join maybe on your.
I think so. I just think just work away. Patty's hosting it. I've got my host, and just say, come on ahead, because I'm learning all this. This is the first time I've done this here, StreamYard. I thought it was called Streamline. StreamYard. This is the first, so always learning. Yeah, just click on the link. I believe it'll all work perfectly. That's my belief in it. Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, there's so many different technologies, and the thing is, just to mention that's come back to me there. What I was wanting to say is, in times of crisis, everything happens for a reason, and we all, in times of crisis or challenging times is when we grow the most, because it makes you really think and of solutions if you have the right mindset, that is, and that's why mindset, as we both know, is so important, because if you have the right mindset, you think of, right, what can I do here to really change the situation. It really makes you go to work. And like, if you look at history, some of the most famous people, long after their past, is because in times of crisis they really you know, went to work on themselves and come out with amazing solutions, and you know, they come up with ideas that changed the world. You know, it happened with so many different people, even the company Apple. If you think of those, it was in a time of crisis where they started to boom. They really started thinking, we need to change things here, etc. There's many examples. So yeah, that, you know, there's positive and negative in everything, as we're saying, you know. So it's what do you use your mind for at that time, and to look for what's good. The other thing I just wanted to say is just a clap and for the NHS. You know, we're obviously being looked after really well in that sense, and they're working really hard for us. So yeah, and clap for Evelyn and her amazing book. It is really amazing. So we'll give a clap for that, and well done, Evelyn.
Thank you.
So, oh, why? Show your two books there. Actually, let's do that. So
well, I don't have the other one. The other one's up in the house. So I just have this is Effortless.
Yeah, that's the one on the launch tonight, guys. So again, everyone's saying thank you here. Thanks, Evelyn and Mark. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for all your comments. We'll maybe have Evelyn on again at some stage. We'll have, you know, I'm going to be doing more of these interviews with amazing people that are doing great things out there to help people to live a better life. So again, Evelyn, excited for your launch tonight. I'm really proud of you. I've seen your progression over the last number of years, and you've just come on leaps and bounds. So awesome. Really well done to you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. And thank you, everyone that joined in, because I can't see who is joining. So thank you so much for giving me your time. That beautiful thing that we don't have anymore. No clocks. So, but thanks for your time.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and happy Good Friday. It's Good Friday today, actually. So yeah, whatever your beliefs are, yeah, exactly. We'll call it Great Friday. It's, you know, termed Good Friday for religious reasons, but look, whatever your beliefs are, have a great day, and yeah, have a great Friday. All right, as Evelyn was saying, all the best. Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, see ya.
Bye bye.
See ya. All the best. Bye bye. See you this evening at 7.